My name is Sister Genie in a Tuaca bottle, and I am the abbess of the Weird City Sisters of Perpetual Indulgence in Austin, Texas. I started my aspirancy in 2013. I fully professed in 2015, so 3.5 years fully professed. Oh man. I met my first sisters in Dallas when we lived there. That was Bertha and Eve, and then Lana. Really clicked with them and enjoyed their festiveness and their mission, and moved to Austin and ran into the Weird City Sisters out at the Leather Bar. And they said, you know what? A girl can join, come on, let's do this. So I said yes, and I have friends who have tested positive and lived positive. My grandmother actually owned an antique store when I was a kid, and some of her fellow vendors were gay men who had wonderful, beautiful lives, and then I didn't know them anymore. So I don't know if they passed, but I wonder. And she loved them so much. So I just have always had a heart for my LGBT community. Well, it was actually given to me in a couple of pieces. First, when I first joined the Weird City Sisters and was coming up with them, I'm also in the leather community as a leather slave to my master. So I call him Master, and I have blonde hair under all of this. So one of my sisters, Goldie LeMele, said, well, you should just be Genie because you're always calling him Master. Okay, so that was kind of cute. And then met with Lana at the Eagle in Dallas, and I was like, I'm trying to come up with a name. This is what happened with Goldie, and it's like Genie in a bottle. I'm like, oh, okay. But I've always been known as Tuaca Janet for years and years and years. So that's been my drink of choice, and I have converted many all over the state of Texas and beyond. So it just became that natural Genie in a Tuaca bottle.
And what is a Tuaca?
Tuaca is an Italian liqueur, Italian brandy that is very yummy, and I prefer it room temperature. Most places that do serve it will serve it cold, serve it chilled, which is fine. It doesn't mean I don't drink it, but yeah. So. Silly.
Why?
Oh, so silly. I'm a big personality, and one of the things that for my personal self, the service of being a sister to myself, is taking all of the body issues that I have when I'm a girl, and this white face and any kind of clothing that I put on, I forget about it. I'm not self-conscious anymore, and all of that. So I get to be fun, and I also, with the anonymity. And being in, most of the places that we're in are bars, gay bars, heavy male population. So I don't want to seem ever to walk in with a mom energy, though I am a caretaker by nature. So I gotta be silly and just, be jokey and take it and all that. So it's really good. So silly fits me well. Actually, that's where I think the nurturer and the caregiver comes in. I find that a lot of people that do come to me will be telling me about their relationships with their parents or their siblings, that kind of thing. So, yeah, I think that does take a lot into my ministry as well.
And this happens in a bar?
Yes. It does. When I'm really, really aware of being a female in a mostly male space, and I will only wear leather oil. I will never wear a perfume. I watch what I put in my hair, just because I don't want to throw off that is a safe space in a queer space. So, yeah, but it'll have first they'll come give me a hug. Can I give you a hug? And yes, and then oh, you smell like leather. Let me tell you, when my mom kicked me out of my house, and I'm like, okay, I'm not quite sure that my vibe's not getting killed here, because that whole leather thing was really cool. Oh, wow. first, being in service to my master brings me joy. The family that we have is a wealth of joy and craziness. Being able to support people in their being their authentic selves, that is so important to me, because I have walked through this life with tremendous privilege, never having to not be who I am. And it's just, I recognize that, and I want that for everyone else. If you get self-conscious about your face, nobody else knows that you didn't mean to do it like that. That took me a little bit. And ask questions, be curious, find out why, not hurry up so I can wear a black veil so I don't have to follow this rule and this, I personally like structure, but I think there's also a reason for structure. So I want them to embrace and see, okay, there's a rule, why? If you don't like it, because of the way or the reason it was there, that's when you go and say, hey, let's talk about changing this and bring a solution. But don't bucket until you really understand why that learning process, because you just don't see what you're learning,